Hey BrewTubers, happy Homebrew Wednesday. Welcome to my first filmed brew day since moving to New Jersey. I'm brewing like I said, I think my last Homebrew Wednesday, but you might not remember because I don't post it often enough. I'm brewing a 10-gallon split batch like I did before I moved to New Jersey, an IPA and a Saison. So because I'm doing this time a red IPA and a chai Saison, I have this chai spice, which I got off Amazon for the chai Saison, along with about a third of a pound of honey malt to give it that like tea-like sweetness. And then in this hand, I have here the extra malts that I'll be steeping or pretty much mashing in the red IPA. Again, once I split the wort in two, just because. I could have done a regular IPA and then a chai Saison, but I wanted to brew a red IPA for a while. So in this bag I have an extra pound of Munich 20, which I already have 2 pounds in the actual grain bill that's mashing. Then I have like 3.5 ounces of Black Prince, which is like a debittered black malt to give it a more red color. And then I have about 3/4 of a pound of Crystal 60 to give it that caramel color and flavor that I'm looking for. So it should be, so this I'm gonna have to mash for like a half hour, 40 minutes, which should give me time to actually stagger the boils because I'm gonna be doing both of my kettles and keep everything pretty even. For the honey malt, it's not going to be adding much of any gravity to the beer. So I'll probably steep it for like 15-20 minutes, but for this, which has some caramel malt and Munich malt, both which have fermentable sugars, I'm going to have to do at least like 35-40 minutes like you would for a partial mash. So as I move forward with this, I'll film as much as possible, but again, that's what the plan is, to do a chai Saison and a red IPA, and I haven't made names for them like I do for my other beers just yet, but welcome to this Homebrew Wednesday, and hopefully I'll get enough footage. Hey, so we're back for the report on the mash and the sparge, as I usually do in my brewing or brew day videos. To discuss how it went, I have a beer that I've been hanging on to for a while from Andrew from Not on Sundays Brewing called BAQ, or Barrel Aged Quad. There's a quad that him and some of his buddies aged in a wheated whiskey barrel, and on the cap it says that it's from 12/12 of 15, so it's like a year and about 3 months, 2-3 months old. So I'm going to pour it into my La Trappe goblet, as I like doing for big Belgian dark ales, or quads in this case. Alright, so we're going to save the last little bit. This probably was bottle conditioned, or it might have been, I don't know. And so it's a nice deep garnet color, perfect for the style, nice amount of small bubbles around the edges, a nice khaki head, and the aroma, very big. I really should have drinking this fresh, or when he first sent it to me before my daughter was born. I'm not getting a ton of whiskey or a ton of barrel. It is right out of the fridge, so maybe I'll put a little note at the end of the video or somewhere how it tasted as it warmed up. But I'm getting a lot of dark fruits, that like big candy sugar rich fruit, not a big toffee or like dark malt, but like a really nice candied plums and figs and dates. Mostly dates and, mostly like candied cherry and date. It's really nice, almost similar to my quad. So cheers. Cheers to Andrew and cheers to you guys. Ooh. Yep. And the taste, the barrel comes boom. Nice, almost like a beer aged in a bourbon barrel. Beautiful vanilla flavor. Beautiful, slight bit of toasted coconut with a nice bit of oak. No tannin though. Up front, dark fruit, a nice slightly phenolic note. Then you get, boom, all barrel, perfect barrel. Not too oaky, not too one way or another, but definitely lets you know that it was aged in a whiskey barrel. Yeah. I would like the beer to be a touch less barrel character in terms of this style, just because you know you want the quad notes to shine, but because you know the quad already has a lot of the big flavors of its own that don't normally go in a wheated whiskey barrel, or quads aren't usually aged in a whiskey barrel. But in the aroma though, there's a nice jammy fruitiness, which is really cool. And I'm sure as it warms up, the barrel character will come into the flavor too. But there's a really even as it warms up after 1 or 2 sips, a really nice like cherry and strawberry jam, which comes up front in the taste, but then the whole back end is the barrel. So I'm assuming as it warms up, more of that it'll balance out. And I'm just nitpicking here, Andrew. This is a really well done beer. It's aging in the bottle perfectly for the barrel character. Still left and still prominent enough in the flavor after over a year. I'm not sure what the ABV on this is, but yeah, but really good. Really nice. Now let's go on to a report on the mash. So I had a tiny bit of issue with the pH because I put in my gypsum because I knew I wanted to add gypsum because of the part of the batch is an IPA. So I added like 6 grams of gypsum, and then I took a pH reading probably too soon, and it said like 5.5. So I'm like, that's too high. So I added a full milliliter of lactic acid like I did with my quad, but that brought it down to almost 5. So luckily I had some calcium carbonate, which is good for using in stouts to lower acidity, and I put in a few grams of that, and I waited like 5 or 10 minutes, and then I took another pH reading and it was back up to like 5.35, which is perfect for this beer. So in terms of, I didn't put in beer smelling mash efficiency, but after splitting the just over 13 gallons of wort, base wort, which now after I film this I'm going to go steep the specialty grains in the 2 halves of the beer of the wort in the pot with the IPA, where I'm brewing the IPA, my newer kettle. It's like 1.052, and which is way higher than I expected. There was the beer smith was saying 1044, and then because it has a little bit more of the initial 10 gallons that I collected, and then in the older kettle with the saison, where the saison is going to be boiled in, it came out to like 1047, 1048, so about 4 points off of each other. Which again, I want the saison to be a tie lower gravity anyway because it attenuates down more, but I was not expecting to get that good efficiency. So from now on, I know that now that I'm playing more with water chemistry, shout out to Tony Yates, he said he was going to be posting another water chemistry soon, that now I really feel I'm going to start playing more with my mash pH, and then adjust how much grain I buy accordingly so that I don't keep overshooting my pre-boiled gravity. Not it's a bad thing, but in terms of fine-tuning the system, it's good to know where you stand in terms of mash efficiency. So I'm going to go ahead, get the extra specialty grains steeping in each half of this batch, and I'll come back to you with a report and some video clips soon. Cheers. Hey Brew Tubers, welcome to my messy double brew day kitchen. As you can see here, I have the 2 boils going. This is the Saison with a lighter color, and this is the red IPA with obviously the darker red color. So just to give you a quick overview before I put in the next hop drop, or the first hop drop for that red IPA, here I have the grains that I steeped for the red IPA in the bigger grain bag, and then I have the little bit of honey malt that I steeped for the Chai Saison. And here I have a 0.70 of an ounce of Chinook to add to the IPA. Oops, I almost sent this, put it in the wrong one. So let's dump it in. There we go. So it's, both boils are going nice, and I'll come back to you with another hop drop soon. Cheers. Hey BrewTubers, Barry here on the morning of day 3 of fermentation, the third day after our brewing. I've already filmed the wrap up to brew day, but I'm not so happy with it because a lot of points I made were a little redundant to stuff earlier in the video. So I'm here with a cup of coffee, and I will be posting a separate special coffee video in honor of Eric and the late Jana Wood. Eric Wood was now a coffee reviewer, but was for a long time a beer reviewer here on YouTube, Blackboard Beer Reviews, and I always loved his perspective on his reviews. And we've been getting to talk about coffee a little bit, so I filmed a separate special coffee video in honor of him and his late wife Jana. So I'll post that along with this video at some point, either the same day or the next day. But I am drinking the cup of coffee that I brewed in the video, so cheers. Cheers on coffee, so cheers to Eric and Jana. Oh, it's really good. So anyway, so to wrap up brew day, so both beers are fermenting now. I'll try to include a little video clip of the two beers fermenting in this video somewhere probably after this or before this clip. And in terms of original gravity, for the Chai Saison, which I ended up putting a full 2 teaspoons of chai spice in, so I can add more later if I need to. That OG came out to 1055, which I wanted to be 1053 or 1054, so right on the money. And then for the red IPA, which is in my fermentation fridge, it came out to 1065 instead of 1063. So I hit 2 points over for each beer. And the brew day overall went well, and I really like my new Hydra from Jaded Brewing, my new chiller. What I did was to make it go quicker, I shortened the water in tubing, and it really chills the beer down from boiling to even, like, sometimes if I don't catch it right, to below where I want it, to get to the low 60s within like 15 minutes, which for me is pretty short. Because before, with my old chiller and my lines being too long, my tubing being too long, it took like 45 minutes or longer. So I was able to chill one batch down, and then once the IPA hop stand was over, I rinsed off the chiller in the sink, re-sanitized it, and put it into the IPA, and it made the end of brew day a lot smoother. In terms of yeast strains, I think I mentioned it earlier, but for the IPA I use my go-to yeast strain for IPAs, which is Y Yeast 1272 American L2. And then for the Saison, I didn't want to have to make 2 starters, so I used the dry Dan Star Bell Saison, which I've used before and liked. I didn't want to, again, I just rehydrated it, and pitched it, and then I had to take some more out of the carboy after I pitched it, just to rinse out the measuring cup that I rehydrated in. But otherwise, everything went well. Fermentation got off to a good start, and another successful double brew day, my second ever 10-gallon brew day. think I did an 8-gallon one when I did my Hefeweizen a while ago, but my first successful double brew day in New Jersey. Now that I'm really dialing how to manage mash pH, I think I could do more of these double brew days. Most of them will have to be, an IPA and a saison, just because those two styles work well together in a double brew day, and I could leave one of them out of my fermentation fridge. So that's it for now. You guys are brewing some great beers. I've been really enjoying seeing a lot of new guys and gals on the scene, especially with the BrewTube Facebook group. So cheers to all the BrewTubers. Cheers to Eric and Jana, and I'll see you in my next video.